What if the next India-Pakistan military flashpoint is not Kashmir, but inside a 96-kilometer stretch of marshland where conventional boats get trapped, armored vehicles sink into the mud, and whoever masters the terrain could gain a crucial tactical advantage in battle? That possibility is suddenly becoming very real. India has announced a major new defense upgrade for the Sir Creek sector, and within days, reports have emerged claiming Pakistan is rapidly expanding its own military footprint with special forces, drones, hovercraft, and new coastal defenses. Pakistan has once again approached China and Turkey as expected to help it face the Indian military might in Sir Creek. Every time India builds something of its own, Pakistan picks up a shopping cart and runs over to China or then goes to Turkey. So why are two nuclear-armed neighbors racing to strengthen one of the most inhospitable borders in South Asia? And could this forgotten creek become the next strategic flashpoint? Let's find out. India has taken a major step towards strengthening its western frontier by issuing a request for proposal to procure 11 indigenous high-speed amphibious combat boats under the Buy Indian category. The project requires at least 60% indigenous content, reinforcing the government's push towards self-reliance in defense manufacturing. Most of these advanced platforms will be deployed with the Indian Army in Gujarat's Kutch region overlooking the Sir Creek, while the remaining boats will serve with the Indian Navy at Mumbai and at Port Blair in Andaman and Nicobar, enhancing operational flexibility in both the western seaboard and the strategically important Andaman and Nicobar Islands, or India's unsinkable aircraft carrier. But these are not just ordinary patrol boats. Sir Creek is a maze of tidal marshes, shallow channels, and mud flats where conventional patrol boats often run aground during low tide and military vehicles struggle to move through the deep slush. These amphibious platforms are specially designed to solve this problem. Using a hydraulically operated amphibious drive system, they can seamlessly transition between water, marshland, and firm ground without losing any momentum. Each boat will be able to carry 12 fully combat-loaded personnel, including 2-member crew, along with a payload of nearly 1,560 kilograms. They are expected to travel at speeds exceeding 40 knots on water or 10 to 15 kilometers per hour on land using retractable all-wheel drive legs. The platform will also feature basic protection, weapon-mounted points, electro-optical and infrared sensors, radar, GPS, secure communications, and shock mitigation seats, making them ideal for surveillance, anti-infiltration missions, and rapid troop deployment. The boats can also be transported by Indian Air Force's IL-76 and the C-17 strategic airlifters. The deliveries are expected to be completed within 24 months of signing this contract. The timing of this acquisition, however, is significant. According to defense sources quoted by News 18, intelligence assessments indicate that Pakistan has been strengthening military infrastructure across the Sir Creek region following Operation Sindoor. The report also states that Pakistan attempted to target infrastructure in the Sir Creek region using drones during that short war. But India is not the only country upgrading its own military capabilities. According to Pakistani security sources cited by News 18, Islamabad has reportedly launched a new military initiative called Ababil, or the Divine Strike. Our news report on India-Pakistan tensions was ranking among the top 5 in Google News videos. I am Shobhit Mittal. Do subscribe to Inconnect News for the most informative news content. These claims have not been independently verified, but the reports allege that Pakistan has increased the deployment of Naval Special Service Group commandos, Turkish origin drones, Chinese equipment, high-speed boats, hovercraft, rocket systems, and layered air defenses around Sir Creek. The reports further claim that Pakistan has established new marine positions while expanding the use of unmanned aerial and maritime systems. Pakistan has also publicly confirmed the induction of 3 2,400 TD hovercraft into its maritime and marine force. But why does this tiny stretch of marshland matter so much, and how could a disagreement over a narrow Sir Creek influence control over thousands of square kilometers of the Arabian Sea? To understand why Sir Creek is once again at the center of India-Pakistan tensions, we need to go back a bit in history. The dispute traces its origins to the 1914 Sindh resolution, which attempted to define the boundary between the Sindh province and the princely state of Kutch. India maintains that the international boundary should run through the middle of the channel, of the 96-kilometer tidal estuary, thus equally dividing the region. Pakistan, however, as expected, claims the entire Sir Creek up to the eastern of the Indian bank. Of course, this is unacceptable to India and New Delhi, and the dispute continues. Although an international tribunal settled much of the wider Run of Kutch dispute in 1968, Sir Creek was left out of the final settlement. Changing tidal channels, conflicting colonial-era maps, and differing legal interpretations have kept this issue alive. But the dispute is not really about a narrow creek. The point where the land boundary ends determines where the maritime boundary begins. That directly affects the exclusive economic zones, or the EEZ, of both India and Pakistan in the Arabian Sea. Even a small degree of change in the maritime starting point could influence claims over thousands of kilometers down the stretch, containing rich fishing grounds or potential hydrocarbon reserves, seabed resources, or future offshore infrastructure. For Pakistan, Sir Creek protects the eastern approaches to Karachi, the country's principal commercial port and one of its most important naval logistics hubs. For India, the sector safeguards Gujarat's Kutch coastline and the western maritime approaches, an area long associated with smuggling, illegal fishing, drug trafficking, and infiltration. India's concerns are rooted in experience. During the 26/11 or the 2008 Mumbai terror attacks, terror agents from Pakistan infiltrated India's western coast and Mumbai by sea after hijacking an Indian fishing trawler, exposing vulnerabilities in coastal security, and prompting a major overhaul of maritime surveillance. Responding to Pakistani build-up, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh issued one of India's strongest warnings yet on the Sir Creek sector. Speaking to soldiers in Bhuj, Rajnath Singh said that any Pakistani misadventure in Sir Creek would receive decisive response, powerful enough to change both history and geography. Recalling the 1965 war, he remarked that while the Indian Army had reached Lahore, Pakistan should remember that in any future conflict, the road to Karachi passes through the creek. Rajnath Singh also reiterated that Operation Sindoor had achieved all of India's military objectives while exposing weaknesses in Pakistan's air defense network. His remarks followed reports that Pakistan Army Chief General Asim Munir had hinted at targeting strategic economic assets such as Reliance Industries' Jamnagar refinery during a future conflict. This refinery processes nearly 33 million tons of crude oil every year, accounting for roughly 12% of India's total refining capacity. And this is the largest single-site refinery anywhere in the world today. Just 1 kilometer from Pakistan's border, India is also building the massive Khavda Renewable Energy Park, which is the world's largest clean energy project. But what do you believe? Kashmir or Sir Creek? Which region could become the next India-Pakistan flashpoint? Leave a comment, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.